Merry Krampusnacht, ghouls and gals and frightening pals. If you're from Europe, especially the Alpine region, and if I schedule this video right, it will come out on December 6th, which is St. Nicholas Day. For those of you unaware, St. Nicholas is the basically Santa Claus prototype. We celebrate him on December 6th when he brings usually sweets, mittens, socks, maybe some fruits like oranges or mandarins to children in their little boots. Or, if you were naughty, on December 5th at night, Krampus will visit you and will normally leave birchwood or branches or coal if you were really naughty. And in some cases, he will actually abduct you and take you to hell or eat you. Fun times, huh? Yeah. In Romania, we kind of mix them a bit. We don't have Krampus coming on the 5th. We have actually St. Nicholas coming on the 9th of the 5th of December. So that in the morning on the 6th, you will find in your boots, usually left either at the windows or at the doors, you'll find, as I said earlier, little sweets, mittens, socks, things of that nature, some oranges. But you usually find also some quiche branches decorated, left also by Saint Nick there. I'll leave some photos. If you're in Romania, you'll see them on the street vendors everywhere during the 5th and even before that. However, this beginning of December signals the new spooky season, which is the yuletide season, and that beckons us to come with some spooky winter reads recommendations. I have here a few books to recommend, and it is also a mini book haul because I have only read 3 of these. The rest I have not read, and I'm very excited to do so, and I really hope I do manage during this winter season. So that being said, I have my beautiful Jack here, decorated all for the Nightmare Before Christmas, and we'll start with the first 2 books, which is a duology. Now, if you saw my last video about vampire books, I did discuss this woman's books quite a lot because I have almost all of them, and that's none other than Anne Rice. But this time, we're gonna talk about her werewolf books because, yeah, she also wrote werewolf books. And one of them, it's very much in with the Yuletide season, and that would be the first book here, which is The Wolf Gift. This came out in 2012. And this is about a journalist called Ruben who basically gets turned into a werewolf and inherits a beautiful house and also a lot of money. Oh, the poor thing. And also the werewolf transformation isn't at all that bad. She kind of makes it in her own gothic, erotic style. And the book is basically how he manages his new existence. It's very cool. Very gothic. Basically, if you know her books about vampires and witches, you know the style that will await you in this one. I think this is a more mild book. She doesn't go all the way, a bit delulu like she does sometimes, especially with the later books in the Vampire Chronicles. I think this one is very, very cool. Very happy ending, even though it has a bit of gore and a bit of action. But other than that, it's a very cute book. But the sequel that came out a year later, in 2013, The Wolves of Midwinter, this is basically a Christmas party with werewolves that Anne Rice just lovingly describes in this whole book. There are some other things going on. There's also a ghost, which is very Christmassy, and also a lot of werewolves that have fun in the forest and other things happen. I think this is very fun. It is a bit action in the middle, which is very funny, but other than that, it's a very Christmassy book, especially if you're into the old pagan shit that's described here, and also the atmosphere. Like, while I was reading this, I could actually hear caroling in my head. That might say more about me, but anyway. Try these. I think it's a very cute duology, and if you like werewolves, I think she does a very good job at giving her own spin on it. And with all the criticism that she gets on other things that she does in her books, I think she did the werewolf part very nice. Very good. The next one, this I also have read, and this is one of my favorite books of all time, and it is my favorite Christmas book. Like, nothing can top this. And this is Krampus by Gerald Brom, or Brom, as he is listed here. I love this book. I adore it. It's quite big, and all the art here is done also by the author. I'll show you just one because I'm not sure how much I'm allowed, but you can take it out, all the art in his book, and you can do whatever you want with it because you bought the book. I laminated them and I'm gonna put them on my wall for the Christmas season. But let's get back to the story itself. What is this book about? Well, the title says it all. Krampus the Yule Lord. This book does have to do with a down on his luck man called Jesse. He's a former singer with his guitar. On Christmas Eve, he's very sad, very depressed. He doesn't see life as something very merry, especially during Christmas Eve, until he sees Santa Claus, or what looks like Santa Claus, being chased down by some demons. That's not a spoiler, it's at the beginning of the book, the first chapter, and from that moment on, Jesse is plunged into what he thinks is a very weird Christmas hallucination, but no, he's actually in an ancient old battle between Santa Claus and Krampus. And the layers and the things that are discovered, they're very cool. You don't get a lot of breathing area in this book. It's like from one chapter to another, stuff happens. And I think it's very, very cool. And the twists that you learn about Santa Claus and Krampus, I think it's cool. It's okay. He uses a certain mythology to put both of them in, and the whole idea of Christmas. I think it's okay. Krampus is said to be like a pagan deity on the internet, which is not true. He's very much Christian. But in this story, I think Brom does a great job. The characters are all awesome, they're fun, and again, each chapter is like, what the hell is going on? Like, I was flabbergasted by the end. I needed a drink. I was like, I need a break. But I think it's very, very cool. And the art as well is absolutely amazing. He's also on Instagram, Brom, so give him a follow. He does show there a lot of his art. I love this book. If you want something very non-conventional in terms of Christmas, try this. It's awesome, it's cool, and I'm very much looking forward to read anything this man puts out. It's awesome. Read Krampus. It's great. That being said, we are moving on to the mini book haul with the books I have not read yet, but I'm very, very, very excited. The first one is actually an anthology of short stories, because in case you don't know this channel, I'm a huge fan of short story collections. And this one is 100 Stories to Read with the Lights On, Ghosts Edition. And look at this cover! It's done by Edward Bettison. And the man really put his work into this, and look at the interior. It has spider webs. It's a very cool collection, but I have to say something. This is not just ghost stories, okay? It does have 100 stories, and they are in chronological order from the time period. Like, it starts with Pliny the Younger, which is like in what, the 3rd century? And it goes all the way to contemporary writers like Ali Smith, Haruki Murakami, Annie Prolox, Ben Okri, so it does go through a lot of time periods. We also have Mark Twain here, Charles Dickens, of course, but a lot of them aren't ghost stories. They're still cool stories, don't get me wrong. For example, we have Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker, which is a vampire story, like it's the prototype for the first chapter in Dracula, so yeah. We also have Stephen King with The Mangler, which that short story is, or can be described in many, many things, in many, many ways, but the ghost story, Anyhow, I think this is a very fun book to have on your nightstand and read 1 or 2 stories, because they're very short, before you go to sleep and have the most pleasant dreams, of course. So yeah, this was a gift from a very dear friend of mine. Thank you, Miha. So I'll be enjoying this, hopefully read the story a night, because I think it's very, very cool. And the book, it's adorable. The next one, it's something that might not be into the Christmas season, but I did buy it and I do plan on reading it this season. And this is the Romanian edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab's. I got this at a book convention that was going on in my hometown. And I do love V. Schwab's. I did say in a previous video, I do love Vicious and Vengeful. That duology is awesome. I do love most of her books. I think she's a very good writer. And this one caught my eye because apparently it's about a Faustian pact that a lady does in the 18th century and the consequences of that pact. Now, you would say Faustian pacts aren't very Christmassy. True, but they're creepy. And it's the winter season, so I count it. Also, I heard on BookTube and Book Talk that this book will make you cry. So let me know if you read this. Did the book make you cry? I'll let you know if it made me cry, okay? And lastly, because again, this is a short one, it's the holiday season, you have better things to do than watch a long video. I'll be back with a long one, don't worry. The next one, this is my most anticipated read for this season, for this year. This one I will definitely read, no question. And this is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shia Earnshaw, with the Disney logo, of course. This is the official book sequel to the 1993 movie by Henry Selick, based on Tim Burton's short poem, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And apparently this one is about Sally, not necessarily Jack. I am very excited about this. I tried to avoid spoilers. You have no idea how much I tried to avoid spoilers, and I still do. My only apprehension when it comes to this book is the author, Shia Earnshaw. I read The Wicked Deep this year and I hated it, but I'll have to say this in her defense. I know she wrote that book, The Wicked Deep, when she was quite young. Also, this is with the Disney mark on it, so I'm pretty sure this book was heavily looked over, so who knows what we'll get in this. Also, I skimmed through it. It does seem to be in the YA or middle grade category, how it's written, which is fine, it's fine. But I am very, very hopeful. Still a bit apprehensive, but fingers crossed, because I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's one of my favorite movies. And as you can see, I have Jack, I have this, also I got this as a gift for years. So fingers crossed. If you haven't seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, what the hell are you doing? Watch it this year, please. And if you read this, let me know. Should I be scared? Should I not be scared? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And that would be it. A short and sweet winter reads recommendation. And that being said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put out another video. This is something new for me. If you're seeing this and it's the holiday period, Merry Christmas, Merry Krampusnacht, depending on the day, Happy New Year and all of that. I hope you enjoy the holiday period, and I hope to see you next year. Happy, healthy, and Godspeed. Take care, folks.